you're going to jump in here, put your heels together. Now, he's going to reach down, come up a little bit higher so they can see. He's going to reach down, drive the arms forward, throw his hips forward, and flatten his opponent out. Now, most of the time, when you do this, your opponent ends up with his arms underneath him. So he's wide open for a choke. Yeah, kind of.
Half circle here. I'll use the right one.
All right, we'll run this real quick. Hadaka Jimmy, naked strangle. Okay. For no-gi, this is probably your basic choke that you're going to use. So, reach around, hand like this. I put my head down here, and this is a choke that cuts off the air supply. The rest of them cut off the blood supply, the brain. Okay? Second one is Okurieri Jimmy. We reach underneath, pull the slack out of the gi, reach in really deep, because if you reach here, its choke will not be effective. So you reach in really deep, reach across. Now you pull down in this gi, and this one, this way. And then the third one, and we'll go through these quickly, is single wing. So it's same, reach in. Now, a lot of times the guy will try reach up and grab your head, and you come around behind his head. Now, your arm is straight up. If he reaches for your head and you come here, he'll pull his arm down and trap your arm, and then you won't get the choke. So you got to come up behind his head like this. Okay. So let's run through these real quick. Hadaka Jimmy, everybody. Reach in. The blade part of your hand is against the throat. Wrist is straight, head down, pull in. All right, do that a couple times. Now I know for most of you this is old stuff, but it goes back to basics. All right, we'll go through and then we'll check. We'll change. We'll go through the 3 chokes, then we'll change. Hands and knees, you're behind him. You're going to do the mouth. Turn around this way. All right. What you're going to do, you're going to jump in here, put your heels together. Now, he's going to reach down, come up a little bit higher so they can see. He's going to reach down, drive the arms forward, throw his hips forward, and flatten his opponent out. Now, most of the time, when you do this, your opponent ends up with his arms underneath him. So he's wide open for a choke.
Right here, I'm actually holding him up with my calves. I don't want him to sink low. I'm going to pop. The lower the better. Now, I can go to work. Do whatever I want to do with this man.
Now, if his hands are trapped underneath him, it's really easy. You reach in for underneath the neck. Now, if he's fighting with his hands behind his head, then you take your elbow and you drive his head over with your elbow, and then you can reach right in. So, for no-gi, this is a great move. If you flatten your opponent out, and put this choke in. All right, we'll do it one more time. All right, give it a go.
Hands, knees for me. Immediately, you come up.
Now, when you get the choke, you lay back and you stretch his body out and choking.
Won't be nice.
Oh, he knows how to tap. Okay. So.
And that's a Hadaka Jime. Okay.
You can choke him here, but it's more effective. Now, same position. All right. You're going to do Okurieri Jimmy. You reach in here.
Your hand is already underneath.
It's already underneath. reach in and choke or kata hajime. Now, one thing we do a lot, when we get the guy this far, we reach in for the ukuri jimmy, we roll this way a little bit and hook this leg, and then we choke him. So isolates that arm. He can't reach up to fight the choke because he's got his arm tied up with the leg. Do that again. So we roll to our left, hook the arm, and come back. So let's do a few chokes and then we'll do the arm bar. You can throw the head aside, step over the head, choke this way. You can step in here, both feet inside, and roll them over like this. I mean, there's a lot of options off that choke.
Something real mean off of that is you draw it at his head and go straight forward. So his nose takes a dive.
When I do this roll, I do it a little bit different. Instead of doing the rodeo ride, I step my foot right straight through this way and choke. So this choke was very successful for me when I was competing. All right, we're going to go on. When I was trained in England, Steve and I were in England with Neil Adams, and Neil Adams always gets behind you. He always gets behind you. And so we have what we call the Neil Adams roll. We're going to show you that. And then you have all options on the choke and the arm bar. All right. A lot of times we start behind, we're behind the guy, we put our weight on him, reach in and grab both of the lapels, then we bring our knee inside and roll over. Now, as soon as he gets him over, he taps this foot over so the guy can't turn that way. Then he can do a Habaka Jimmy or Courier Jimmy, single wing, arm bar, one thing another. But what we teach our students, they throw a guy, they keep a hold, and let's say I throw him, I still have a hold of his hand, I reach in here, and we go from here. We just drop in, knee inside, roll him over. Oh, Rick, you want to do that?
The difference is instead of two hands, you know, this is traditional, we'll start in the back, in this position, it's hard to get. So we'll go from here, we just dropped him.
You always put the hooks in, always. Okay, go ahead. One more time and then we'll do your roll. So start out on the side, grab the jacket, drop your knee in, push on the shoulder, roll him over. And we'll just do the roll and then we'll go into some movement. Okay, let's try it.